Hi, this is John Dorbolo. I'm with the Political Anxiety and Stress Solutions Group, PAS. In our first session, we covered concept of anxiety, the expectations of the group, and then we closed with a technique. Now, it's part of my practice, whether I'm teaching philosophy or counseling or doing psychotherapy or just about anything else that I do, that I always include some kind of tool that the person can take away and use on their own. That's part of my MO. I mean, being really clear, as per the consent statement, this is not therapy, this is not medicine, this is not counseling, it's not group therapy. What we're doing is mutual exploration of evidence-based methods for altering our sense of anxiety. And this is a good one. That's well known. You probably know it. And so whether you do or not, I'm going to ask you to consider my version of it and then follow along with me. And then we'll talk a little bit about how you might employ it. It's called box breathing. Box breathing because a box has four sides. What I do is I use my hand as the measure. And that is kind of cool because it allows me to do a number of these, 5 of them, without having to count them, because I'm already counting the duration. So here's how it works. The basic formula is this. You inhale, you hold, you exhale, and you hold. And then you inhale, hold, and exhale, and hold. And you do that over and over. You do it for a certain amount of time by counting in your mind. You do exactly the same duration of the inhale, the hold, the exhale, and the hold, and the inhale, so on. So I'm going to use a count of 4. You just watch me do it. And on you go. So now I'm going to ask you to do that with me. If you'll put up your hand, one of your hands, either hand that you like, put your finger down here below your thumb. Keep count. It could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 3, whatever you decide, but you do it the same amount in each of the 4 stages. You ready? Okay. Just do it with me. Do it in your own way. Follow along. Oh, I should also say, you may know pranayama techniques. You may have practiced many different breathing techniques and read some wonderful books. And I'm all for that. But the charm of this method, the box breathing, is its simplicity. It's so simple and it's so direct that you can do it under the most stressful of circumstances and get an effect. And so I recommend that even if you know some really awesome ways to breathe out of one nostril and out another and all, that you just follow this one as the technique that we're working together, okay, and master it. All right, ready? Put your finger there. We're gonna go. Okay, that's it. You feel any different? You feel the difference? I'll bet you do. And it's because you just intentionally, deliberately changed the oxygen carbon dioxide ratio in your bloodstream. And that affects, you may feel a little bit, in your head, feel it in your body. A certain calm comes about. So practicing that is a fantastic tool to be able to put into effect at any time. Here's what I recommend that you do. 2 ways. 1, practice it every day. Just once or twice or whatever you decide to do. But just practice it every day. Because then it becomes a reflex, a habit. You don't have to think about it when you do it. And yes, you can use that when you're under stress. Students use it when they're going to take a test. Heard something distressing. If you start to feel some worry going on, even if pain is happening, you can use it. And that's fine to use in those circumstances. I recommend that you also practice it when you don't have any distress. Because that way you develop it into a reflex action, something that you can call upon at any time. Moreover, the cumulative effect of performing this regularly when you're not under stress, when you're not feeling anxiety, reinforces the parasympathetic nervous response that lowers your sense of stress and anxiety overall. So go ahead and use it when you need it, but also use it when you don't need it, because then you will increase its power many-fold over time. And it won't take very long. In a couple of weeks, you'll have this so good that it's almost like a superpower that you can use. So who uses this? Well, firefighters use it. Navy SEALs and soldiers use it. Avalanche recovery people use it. Emergency response people use it. They're taught this along with other techniques. A firefighter doesn't just put on the oxygen pack and run into the burning building. They prepare themselves mentally and physically for what they're about to encounter, which is stressful beyond my imagination. And the reason for doing so is by keeping their calm. The danger signals are there. The anxiety response, the fight and the flight is all occurring. The amygdala is going off like crazy. Adrenaline is flowing through their system. But they're able to counter it by changing the carbon dioxide oxygen ratio in their bloodstream and through other methods. And by doing that, they're able to alter the effects of the dangerous perception, which gives them access to their thinking, their executive function, to be able to make good decisions under life-threatening conditions. Pretty impressive. People do it. You can do it too. It's easy to do. Try it out. Practice it every day. And see if it continues to have an effect for you. And then when you have a moment where you're feeling a sense of anxiety or stress or fear or panic or anger or any of these, put it into play and see if it makes a difference. Over time, it will. It takes time. It takes practice. And that's what I'm asking you to do. When we meet, I'd be glad to talk to you more about this. In the meantime, for those of you that weren't able to make the first session, here's how we ended it. And everybody in the room said that they felt some of it. I hope that you do too.